Hello everyone, Adam here, and today we got the news. Officially, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is releasing next year on February 2nd, 2024. This is a massive delay. So, this was supposed to come out, this year, and now it's been delayed substantially. Now, the official story is that they made the tough decision to ensure the best quality among the player base, but the writing's on the wall. The reason they delayed the game, I'm going to mute this because it has copyrighted music, is because of this infamous trailer right here. And now look, it doesn't look like a bad game, but again, this literally just looks like Fortnite within the DC universe. In fact, I would argue if you put this, rename it Fortnite, I don't know, season of DC, people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And this just came out as just very untasteful. Like, people just looked at this, like the purple orbs on the tanks and the big structures, people flying around shooting their guns, like Captain Boomerang shooting his gun where he's known for his boomerang. But overall, that's what happened. And let's face it, the game is not going to change. I know a lot of people are having high hopes that we're going to get another Batman Arkham, because remember, this is from Rocksteady Studios. It's been over about 10 years since Batman Arkham Knight, and that game is still far superior than whatever we're seeing here. With this game, this is clearly trying to piggyback on the live service battle pass cooperative shooter craze that Destiny kind of pioneered, and Destiny set itself into motion with that type of formula, but this is not what people expect from Rocksteady games, and so the game has been essentially not been received well. Yeah, as Captain Boomerang, his signature weapon, shotgun. Cutscenes look literally more exciting and interesting than the gameplay. Yeah, I agree. The cutscenes here, such as when the Flash literally tells Wonder Woman that you have to kill him to save the world. The issue that is also going to be extremely problematic is that this is Kevin Conroy's final game. Like, after he passed away, this is his final role. And going off on, hopefully this game does well. I never want games to fail. I want people's hard work to come out and say, hey, we did something incredible, but it's not looking like it. Like I stated, the most they can do is just polish up the game, make it better in terms of frame rate, maybe add some new content, ensure that it's extremely stable, because a lot of AAA games release with problems when they have like netcode issues. This is a cooperative online game. I don't believe it's always online, but don't quote me on that. Most AAA games are like that, where they're always online for some reason, even if you're on single player mode. It's likely they're trying to avoid a Marvel's Avengers situation where Square Enix basically burned a lot of money with that project, and they want something that can actually, stand on its own merits, which I think Rocksteady is capable of doing that. So I bookmarked a couple of tweets here, I think. No, I did not. Oh, here it is. 9 months is not enough to completely change the nature of the game, from Jason Schreier, investigative reporter. The team was told that the delay was for more polish and not related to the February gameplay showcase. Lots of other factors can affect the release timing, like the console makers. That's actually 100% true. To be clear, polish can mean a lot of things: performance optimization, to balance tweaks, to bug fixes, to server stability. Folks are surprised that dev would take an extra 9 months to polish a game, but these actually normal these days. 9 years between games less normal. That's actually 100% true. 9 years between games, but there are rumors coming up that the game was in development hell for so many years because people kept leaving Rocksteady. The game didn't really look that unpolished when they showed it off. February, people are not saying I can't wait to play this game, but the frame rate could be a bit slow. It was the actual game that left people cold. I can assure you there's no way to tell how polished or stable a game is based on a marketed demo. Yeah, that's right. This is likely a vertical slice, in terms of that this was specifically designed just for the purposes of marketing. Anytime you see a marketed demo, never take it at face value. Like when you go to a car show and you see the prototype on stage, it's not a representation of what the final product will be until the game goes public and everyone has access to it. Even if you see review early copies in the wild, still take it with a grain of salt. This is intentionally made to just make the game look good, which it did a very poor job of doing that. It just really showed some minor combat, and it really just highlighted everything that people didn't want from a Rocksteady game, especially one that's been taken almost 9 years to come out from the epic that is Batman Arkham Knight. Warranted, Batman Arkham Knight released in such a dire state when it came to PC that WB offered extensive refunds. They gave the post-launch content away to free for a PC player. So maybe that's why they're trying to resolve a lot of issues. Multiplayer is another thing that they want to make sure they get on the first try because, again, so many games release with poor netcode issues. And if this game really doesn't hit the mark and it's extremely poor, you want the backup to be like at least the multiplayer is functional, at least people can have some fun with friends. I know that's the default option for a lot of poorly optimized and very just poor games, is that at least you can have fun with friends. That can be said for anything in the world, but maybe that's what they're hedging their bets on. Either way, we won't be seeing Suicide Squad for a very long time. And I know the other argument would be that, hey, just, completely cancel the game, which I would argue against because they've clearly already plunged so much money into this project that they just can't just cancel out the project. I think they just want to release something so they can at least make back their production money. We've seen that with television series and movies. They just release it on streaming services to say, hey, it's there. Maybe they'll get a few hundred or thousand subscribers just to watch that one product. And I think that would probably be the best idea, just to release it and see what it does. And if it doesn't do well, they just pull the plug. They say, okay, the live service is done. That's it, like they did with Babylon's Fall and Marvel's Avengers. Remember, Marvel's Avengers had a 10-year plan, and we saw how that turned out. It didn't even last 1 year. Heck, it didn't even, you can make the argument, it didn't even last 6 months. And Babylon's Fall didn't even last 1 year. So that's probably what's going to happen. They're going to release it, see how it performs, and if it doesn't do well, that's it. And I think the other argument, I'll piggyback on that, is that they're going to add some of the Battle Pass content into the core game just to avoid the negative PR that will likely come from that. No one wants a grindy experience. No one wants a live service game right now, because right now we see live services are dying left and right because people just don't want to dedicate hundreds of hours to a single live service anymore. Even like when you see a massive game like Apex Legends discontinue its mobile version, which I assume made a lot of money, there are dire straits ahead for live service games. Like, unless you're the big top dogs like Smite, League of Legends, the core Apex Legends game, and Fortnite, you're not going to survive nowadays. It's really slim pickings, and more people are gravitating towards, I would say, classic games. Like, that seems so obtuse, but it makes me feel very old. They're going more in the line of, like, classic single-player experience. I feel like what people really want, the best games this year are literally single-player games. Dead Space Remake, Octopath Traveler 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake. The next big game is Star Wars. The sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. So single-player games are making a huge rise right now, and they're the best games of this year. So we'll see how things go, but it's been delayed. We're not getting it until next year. I'll play it when it comes out, but I have very little hope for it. Either way, tell me what you think in the comments below. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. I'll see you all later.